It's official. The controversial party drug Mephedrone will be banned from the end of this week.
Downside is it can cause nosebleeds, anxiety, paranoia.
Just because they're legal doesn't mean they're safe.
Some legislation to ban not
This
just
time
Mephedrone,
last year,
but
most people had never heard of Mephedrone. But almost as soon as it entered the public conscious, it became a Class B substance and was banned on April the 16th. Before, you could order it online under the tag plant food and have it delivered to your door. Now, if you're caught with the drug, you could face up to 5 years in prison. I wanted to see if this move would actually stop people taking Mephedrone, or if it'll just victimise those hooked on it. I asked Harry Shapiro from Drugscope about its side effects.
Racing heart, palpitations, sweating, and it can cause paranoia. People say they're kind of good for nothing for about 48 hours after they've used it. Where there's an up, there's a down.
Danielle Gaunt from Belfast understands those downs more than most. Last year, her 17-year-old sister Rianne became addicted to Mephedrone and ended up in rehab. Rianne was addicted for 6 months, stealing from her family and friends to fund her habit. Last Christmas, she consumed 40 grams of the substance in 3 days. Doctors said it should have killed her. I asked Danielle what she remembered.
She had a really bad nosebleed and part of her nose came out in her hand. Rianne had bore holes in the arms of our chair from scraping it with her nails. Their eyes were black. I don't even know how I would describe it. It's really bad. It was horrible to see. It's like, what do you want? What do you need? I was just mess.
Danielle now offers online support to others addicted to Mephedrone. She reports many cases of mood swings, physical abuse and suicide.
They need to build up programmes for all these people. I don't think the government really realise just how big a problem it really is.
Eric Carlin agrees. He was the 7th advisor to resign from the ACMD.
It's not good that young people are taking loads of drugs. It's also not good that they have a criminal record. If we don't actually understand why young people use drugs, we're just fighting a losing battle. There's a fundamental social issue that we're just not addressing here by just banning things.
I wanted to see if he was right. So I went to a house party in Sheffield to see if people would stop taking Mephedrone. Now it's illegal.
Somebody somewhere will just produce something really similar that's legal, and then the cycle will probably continue.
I think it is just what's easiest to get your hands on, yeah.
Whether drugs are legal or not won't have an influence because they are so available, especially at universities.
So do you think that people would continue taking it regardless?
Yeah, I think so, definitely.
By being so accessible and legal, many people who wouldn't normally touch drugs embraced Mephedrone. And with many alternatives still available, they are in no rush to stop. There are now calls for emergency legislation, similar to that in Germany, which will allow a minister to pass temporary laws to control the supply of substances. But banning it only goes so far. Mephedrone seems to have adjusted the public mindset. Many think drug taking is acceptable and something needs to be done to change this. Eric mentioned education. Danielle suggested support.
Maybe I shouldn't have done the second one. I feel all fidgety and warm.
It seems Mephedrone is part of a far bigger problem.
Then walking off into the night.